Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I'm just bringing the trailers and the Fent into the field. The combine, as you can see by the glance mod there, is 77% full, so I'm just going to take a bit of grain off of it. I'm going to leave the Metaltech trailer up here. Actually, I'm going to bring it over a little bit further than that, so it's not right in the way. If I drop the Metaltech trailer there, and we'll go chasing after the combine with this one, take a load of grain off of it, and then this trailer can park over the other side of the field so that we've got, well, in theory, it should be easier for the combine, so it can sort of go to either one, but at the same time, I do want to be able to go and grab a trailer and run away with it fairly easily. Oh yes, I forgot. The hired help, when you've got the AI thing on, what is it, the AI improvement? I can't remember what it's called now. But anyway, when you've got that mod on, the auto combine mod, you can have it set to either can keep moving or stop when it's unloading, and it's currently on stop when it's unloading, so, and it does just stop dead when it's unloading, which is kind of good because the AI thing sort of follows around corners. It can be a bit of a nuisance trying to get it to line up when you are trying to get around a corner. Anyway, that is going to carry on there, and we'll go and park this trailer. Actually, we're just going to stop with the tractor. We'll stop right there. He can carry on going around. It probably wouldn't hurt for him to just keep going around in circles for now. But we'll see. I'm going to go down to the yard and I'm going to get the New Holland tractor, the little one. And that one we're going to put onto the Jenz wood chipper. Let's bring it over here. My question for this week, before I go any further and I forget all about it completely, which animal would you like me to buy? Would you like me to keep going with the sheep? We've got 450 odd sheep at the moment. 250 odd sheep. I'm so sorry. It just come through here. 254 sheep. The wool is currently on full, but I don't think we've got 6 pallets up there. I think that there is only a few pallets up there, so that's kind of a false flag at the minute. 254 sheep, and they're doing well. We do need to go and clean them up at some point soon with the loader, which we will nip up and do. And we want to top them up with the water and the hay, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Do you want me to keep buying sheep until we reach our original target of 500 sheep, or would you rather I was to... I'm going to see if I can... Oop, no, I want to go that way. There we go. We can watch the combine for a little bit. Would you rather I started buying some cows? Because originally we said that we would go for 500 sheep. However, now I'm starting to think that if we do go for the full 500, we may not actually be able to achieve the target before we finish this series, and then we will end up not getting any cows at all, and possibly not even getting the full 500 sheep. So, do you want me to just stick with sheep and we'll just have a sheep-based map with no cows to worry about? Or would you rather I started doing some cows, introduce a little bit more variation on it, and so that we can do like the bales and the total mixed ration and everything for them up there as well? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Now then, I'm just going to leave this one going now. I think we'll just keep it going around in circles for the minute. I don't think we need to worry about working up and down, because we're not leaving straw. We don't have to worry about chasing around with a baler or anything like that. We are going to go and we're going to get that wood chipper and get it back to field 1 so that we can start doing some cutting and chipping up some logs. Well, I've managed to drag this thing back. It's very, very heavy. I think this tractor is actually just a little bit too small for it, which is a bit unfortunate, but I think that we will struggle on, unless we find out once we get in here that when we come to start it up, it doesn't actually work because the tractor's not man enough to get the thing moving. It does have a hitch on the back, which I didn't notice until I was halfway back. It's a bit of a shame. We could have just unloaded directly into a trailer, but that's alright. I thought there were 3 trees in here. Well, 2 trees does make it a little bit easier. So we got 2 trees to cut down, not 3. We just stop. I'll stop that one right there a minute, and I'm not going to worry too much about that for a second. I need to buy a chainsaw. Where are the chainsaw? Oh, there we go. Right. We have a Stihl, a Husqvarna, a Jenz, or a McCulloch. I've had a bad experience with McCulloch machinery in the past, so I'm prejudiced against those. Jenz, I've never actually heard of them, I don't think. I've personally... You know, I genuinely can't remember if I've got a Stihl or a Husqvarna. I think I've got a Husqvarna. It's a very old one. It is a very old one, and the bar is so worn that you can't actually make out the name on it, but I think it's in black. Is it still? I think I got... It does look more similar to that one than it does to that one. I gotta be honest, it does. It looks more like that one. I don't know how much designs of chainsaws have changed over the years, but mine is rather old, so it does make a bit of a difference to it, I'm thinking. Now, anyway, we have got a steel chainsaw. We just squat down here and see how this works out. The soybeans are currently on 52% on the tank, so we've got plenty of time at the moment. There we go. Let's cut that one through. So we want to strip off a load of the leaves, but I got a feeling it doesn't really make a big difference if you cut the leaves off when you're coming to doing wood chips. I think mostly that only affects it when you're doing other things. Now, the one thing I do know for a fact is when you come to cut these trees down, it makes a bigger difference. There's more wood here than you actually first realise. There's more work involved with cutting a tree down than you first realise. So I'm quite grateful that there is in fact only 2 trees here. And it is quite hard work to pick them all up and put them through a wood chipper. So we will slowly going to have... It is a bit of a slow process. Now, there we go. I've got that one. You've got to sort of play around a little bit to try and get the bite point for the chainsaw to actually get it. Ooh. In real life, that is not the way to behave. You do not do something like... I forgot that I got the wood chip mod going on this one as well. Now, let's put that up through there. Yeah, in real life, you do not chainsaw a branch that is holding a tree up above you. That's it's just asking for trouble. Bad things will come your way if you do things like that, including trees landing on your head, generally being squashed, and all sorts of other unpleasantness that you don't really want to get involved with. Now then, how many of these am I going to need to cut off? See, this is the thing. I suppose I should be trimming off a few leaves. It would make this job a whole lot easier. There's that branch down there. That's that one there. That one's just come off anyways. If I run up the branch like that and run around a little bit like this, you'll sort of see how many of these branches are actually ones that we can cut up and ones that are just like the leaves. You know, when you come to strip the branch off and you strip off all the leaves, it's amazing how many of them you don't... That took a long time to go through that one. It's amazing how many of them you don't actually have anything to do with when you start cutting. See, a lot of these are just disappearing. They're just vanishing because they're not actually branches that you can cut up. And you don't sort of... Yeah, see, look at this. You don't realise just how much of the tree is wasted as leaves. So it looks as a bit deceiving with this game, especially with the trees. You sort of... There ends up being a whole... a lot less wood than you think there is, but at the same time, when you actually get to start moving it, picking it up, putting it into the wood chippers, that sort of thing, you get there's still a huge amount of wood there. It's a very weird thing. You end up cutting the tree down, stripping the leaves off, and you think, I've got nothing here now. Most of it has just disappeared into leaves. And then you actually go to start picking up all of the logs, and you actually realise that, well, hang on a minute, I got loads. There really is genuinely masses and masses of stuff here. I don't know what to do with it all. And it does take ages. So we've done a few cuts. That one there is actually... Yeah, it's 2 of them stuck together, isn't it? That does present problems when you come to pick them up. If I lower down here, I want to try and... There. If I cut it across there, it will at least be 2 separate branches. So when we come to pick it up with that one over there, it should make our life just a fraction easier. Come up there and cut that one. We're not going to be able to drop this whole trunk in. I don't know if there's actually a size limit. That's the next thing we've got to find out. Is there a size limit on the actual branches or not? We won't cut up the other tree just yet. We'll bring the wood chipper over and start shredding this one. And... yeah, I don't know which side of that great big knob to go. Here? What am I cutting? I'm cutting into something that I don't really want to cut into, aren't I? Let's come over this side and see what this does. There we go. Right. I'll cut that one down there, and then we'll pull the tractor and the chipper over, and we'll start trying to pick up some of the logs and put them onto the bed of the chipper. We've got chips all over the place now. I'm going to get a stump grinder, and I'm also going to grind out the stumps. Then we will bring the Lindner over with the bucket on the front, and we will use that one in order to... Right, where's the... The infeed is on that side, so really I want to bring it round so that it's nearer the branches. We'll bring the Lindner over with the big bucket on it and one of the trailers. Not the Metaltech trailer, not the one that we've leased. We'll use the other trailer. I think that would be a more sensible option. Now I'm going to have to bring up F1, the help. We want to fold out the support feet. That also unlocks the bed as well. There we go. Now, what do the support feet do? Do they actually sit down onto the ground? So, what happens if I press tab? That's not going to do anything, is it? I don't really like tabbing through everything. No. So, how do you use the... Oh, have you got to use the crane from the actual tractor? If I do that... No. So, helper settings. No, I don't want to change helper settings. Left control Z... Ah, right, that's the arm, and then you got the pipe. So, I need left control Z again, and I want to do pipe out. That's going to put the pipe out there. Unload here, I'll do left control... Yeah, I'll do the unload here. Do you actually need to turn the machine on, or is it on anyway? I'm sure you must have to turn it on. Let's just try... Insufficient power available for the attached equipment. Of course there is! Right, so we're going to have to use the Fendt. We might be able to use this tractor to... Actually, I'm not going to worry about that. If I unhitch that, I'll bring this one over. I can run back later on, and I can get something with that one a bit later on. Let's just turn that off. Soybeans are at 90%. I'm going up to the top field. I'm going to unload the combine, and then I'm going to bring the trailer back and... empty that one out, and then we'll just have to use the Fendt down here, and then we'll go up later with that small tractor to work the other trailer. I think that's the way to do it. So I'll nip up the field a minute. It's not the easiest thing to do, but I did actually manage to get into the field, and you've really got to push over to the side in order to do it, and I did slip slightly there. I've slipped again, but it's possible. You can just do it. So I reckon with a few wood chips up on there, I mean, it probably would have worked if because of the height that you've got, you don't have to move it very much. It probably would have worked, actually, if we just had the ramp a little bit further back for that middle bit. It's only this piece down the end that we really could do with some wood chips, because that's a fair drop down there. You can sort of force the tractor to get up it, but generally speaking, I think a few well-placed wood chips, we will have ourselves a decent ramp so that we can get in and out of that field without any worries whatsoever, which means that we can mow and bale that really steep field. I'm actually really looking forward to doing that. That is going to be great fun. Anyway, I have 17,649 litres of soybeans. I'm going to take these back to the yard, and then we can get started using our Jenz wood chipper. We'll come down here and drop the trailer just here so that we can take it up a bit later on with a different tractor. There we go. And now we can run this one into the field here, put it onto this wood chipper, and actually see if we can pick up the wood chips or not. I'm hoping we can. I'm also really hoping that this works. There are some points here that I think machines are going to struggle with, because that, like that there, that is particularly steep. But for the most part, it's reasonably level, so I think that we're going to be alright. I think that the main issue is going to be when we come to do the combining itself. For cultivating and planting, I think the Fendt will sort of power its way through most things without any issues. So we're not going to have to worry about that. Now then, I want to start it up. Now he works. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I've seen mods of this machine with a longer table to make it a bit easier to use. Now, I've got stop unloading, enable IC. Oh, no, that's for the tractor. I think it is. And so I've got a mouse option. What's that for? Oh, that's for the foot. There. That's both feet. So we'll put the feet down so that they're stabilized. And then if I press B to stop the thing, turn on wood crusher, change tool selection. No, I don't want to change tool selection, do I? We go here, change driving, helper settings. That's for the front. So how do I... Oh, it's not showing me all the options. That's what it's doing. It's not showing me all the options. If I go like there... Right, I've got movement on the spout. I can put it down. I can move it up. So we'll do it like that. And left control. So I can do unload here. Fold up, support feet, pipe in, turn off. If you press Control Z, it changes your options that you can do different things with. You do have to stay in the tractor by the look of it. I don't think you've got different cameras. Oh no, I do. I've got a camera here, which means that I should also have a camera angle for the... No. There we go. Right, now I've sort of... I'm trying to figure out the controls for this one. It's not sort of brilliantly easy. I think that we need a better camera angle than that. That's going back to the tractor. That's in the tractor. This one here might be the better camera angle. So, can we you use both buttons together to rotate or open and close the grab? We move that one back up. Is that log there going to be too big for this machine? I got a feeling it probably is, to be honest. Let's move that down there. And now if I close the grab, which is that way, like that, pick it up, and it's dropped it. Let's try that again. Because I really don't want to have to sort of say, oh, we've leased this one for $7 grand, and then realise, well, hang on a minute, actually we can't afford to use this one at all. It's not going to work. At that log, it's genuinely struggling to pick that up, isn't it? Yeah, that's... I'm climbing off, and I can bring that one off. Let's try cutting this in half. I've got a maybe, just hopefully, it's just that it's a little bit too heavy. Okay, maybe I need to come back a bit. Are you telling me that the chainsaw's not even going to let me cut it? There we go. Let's go back a little bit. I was going to say, it's too big even for the chainsaw to cut in half. I have actually dealt with logs like that in the past, where the chainsaw is just too big to get through it, and you just got to cut it like in... You got to go through lots of sections in order to be able to get the thing to cut properly. You can eventually get it to cut, but it's a lot of work. It really is. Oop. Okay, that's probably not the best way to treat this thing. The one thing that I don't really like with these claw arms is that it's not very easy to set them up with a joystick. You can't set them up with one joystick. You really need two joysticks in order to do it. I suppose that in theory you could do it with one joystick. It's just not very easy. Now, if I close that, it's not going to pick up even that one, is it? I'm going to have to cut these into small pieces, and I'm going to end up having to do it by hand. Let's turn that one. Go slow. Stop. Oh, would you... These claw arms, they frustrate me so much. They really do. There's one part of the game that really, really irritates me more than you would possibly believe. And this is the reason I didn't want to use these. I did not want to be doing this. I genuinely did not want to be doing this. But I thought, no, I will do it because I haven't actually done it for you yet. And you do deserve a bit of variation. You deserve, to at least have a good laugh. Watch Frithgar suffer. And here he is. He's suffering because he just can't get this thing to work. Look. See? Look at it. Look. Why won't you go into it? Oh. The first time I ever used this, I remember using this in FS15. Right. Can I sort of ram it? Oh, that is bad. Right. Okay. I'm going to move that one over there. Chuck it out the way. And I'm going to do, what the Health and Safety Executive advises you that you do every single time you have a problem with anything like this, is to climb into the teeth of a machine like this and then start using the chainsaw. So there we go. If we go right here, we should, in theory, be nice and safe. Can't see any problem with doing this whatsoever, can you? I think it's quite reasonable to do this. Right, there's one bit. Did I get any wood chips? I don't know. There we go. Right, so we'll cut another piece off. How is this going to work? Is it going to actually go through the wood chip, or is it just going to, disappear? And I can take that slice off. I drop that down there. What's it going to do? Don't think it's still too heavy, so I need to... Let's crouch down. Let's cut that in half and see if that's enough. It might be that we just can't put this in. We've got to put it in just really, really tiny bits. It's just not going to let us put it through the wood chip. I've had some go through. Something went through. Something definitely went in. And there's a pile of wood chips forming over there. Object too heavy. Oh, the bottom bit's not too heavy. Top bit's gone through. Now that one's going through as well. Ah, there we go. I done it. I succeeded. I knew I could do it. Okay, maybe not, but yeah. Right, so what are we going to do with this one? Are we going to be able to actually get that one through? Or, let's see, that's too heavy. That's too heavy. Ooh, I can pick that one up. Right, let's see if we can just chuck it in, branches and all. Doesn't seem to really like that, does it? Try there. There we go. Oh, it's doing it. Yes. Okay, so we can sort of get them through. It's definitely not the easiest thing to do. I reckon that most of these are going to end up being too heavy, aren't they? We're just not going to be able to throw them in very easily. That one there, we can put that one in. So let's bring that up and drop it there. Is that going to go in? Yes, that's gone through as well. I think it has. I didn't see any wood chips coming out that time. Maybe... I know that the heap of wood chips, there's only so much that it can do. Where did that one go? I was able to pick it up. That's too heavy. Too heavy. I got a bit there. That's not the one that I did pick up just now. There's some more. Oh no, the wood chips are still going out. That's alright. That one can come out. It's a lot easier if you can do it like this. If you can just grab these logs and put them on there. If I drop that one, in he goes. Excellent. I'm starting to get the hang of this. As long as they're small enough for me to pick up by hand, we can do it. It's when we get anything that's needing to use that crane arm. I know. I'm actually currently avoiding the crane arm as much as possible because I just don't want to use it. The thing scares me. It's just going to result in utter, total and complete failure on my part. And I'm a little bit nervous about what you'll all think of me. I don't want to be judged. I don't want you to judge me. Right, okay, here we go. There and there. Right, and bring the crane arm round. Lower it down. The angle's not very good, but I'm not that keen on the angle on this one. And when you're sort of right next to the arm, it doesn't sort of work very well for me. Right, which way? Oh, that one's got to go that way. I'm sure that this is sort of turning it in the wrong direction. If I lift it right up like that, and then bring the arm down, and now rotate it round. There we go. Now what? Just lift it up like that. There. Put that down. Oh, I need to lift it up a little bit more. If I can rotate it that way. Let's try opening it up. It's doing that weird thing where it kind of grabs it in the middle of the air for no apparent reason. There's no logic behind why it grabs it in the middle of the air in order to pull it through. I'm guessing it's to try and help it. Now, is that going to fit in? Oh, he's struggling. He wants to do it. He really does. It genuinely seems to want to do that. Let's see if I can help nudge it around a little bit. Like I said, I'm not very good with this crane arm, so it doesn't seem to be working very well. The combine is at 80% full, or it will be in just a moment. Just lift. No. Right, we've had movement. We've had a little bit of movement. I want to go that way. Now I want to go that way. And I think that we're going to have to aid it with a chainsaw again. Yeah, look at it. It's really struggling. It's like opening and closing now. Let me climb off and zip back up here. This time, I think if I can just get the chainsaw going on the front of it, I want to turn it around that way. Lower you down there. I've just got to wiggle the chainsaw blade around a bit until I actually... Oh, there we go. That, in theory, that should allow it to all go through. I think. At least that's what I'm hoping. I've just realised how much more tree we've got to put through this thing before we're done. That is a lot of tree to get in here. That piece there, is that going to be too big? Probably. change round. Right, so we got to... Whoa! Okay. Bring that... I want to go that way slightly. I'll raise that arm up. We come out. I'm starting to get this. I think I am finally starting to get the hang of doing this work. I'm turning that one the wrong way again. Yes! I've picked up the log. Easy does it now. This is where we go. We've got to go slow. We've got to go nice and slow. No sudden movements. Not like I did start with. That log's going to drop anyway. If I bring it right up. Rotate it round. Slowly does it. Slowly, slowly. Bring it down a little bit like that. And I'm just going to drop it right there. Yes. No. Oh, come on. Give me just give me a little break at least. And it's making it really lag. I'm getting some major lag from this thing. That is some serious lag going on there. I don't know what the actual frame rate is because I don't have a frame rate counter on at the moment. But it's definitely causing a bit of lag. I suspect it's just because of the way that the log is trying to push into the machine. I don't think it's anything to do with the combine up in the field. I reckon it's all down to this one and the way this log is trying to pull into the machine and it's not actually working properly and so on and so forth. So let's chop it into a few small pieces. I'm starting to think that this was a bad idea. I'm starting to think actually that I might get a mod. Ooh, is that going to go in? Sort of. That's too heavy. I'm starting to think that if I go and get a mod that will allow me to... Oh, hang on. There we go. I can slice a little bit there. What did I have? I had like it was the Brux chipper or something, and basically you just push it up to a tree, and it completely chops it up into pieces without you having to worry about doing anything to it. That might be the answer here, I think. Because otherwise we've got to play around with this, or we've got to get a tree at anything. Right, I'm now going to put the saw right through the actual drum as it works. And hopefully that will do something. There we go. That's dropped the first one, and it's dropped the second one, and there we've got a pile of wood chips. My timer has gone off to say that I've run out of time. And if I want to run around with the saw a little bit, just to try and get... There's a branch here somewhere. I don't know where it is. There's one of them. Oh. I can put that one in. There. Yeah, if I could try and get maybe a different mod so that we don't have to try and feed everything into here manually, that might be the way forward. It'd certainly be a bit more interesting rather than watching me try to struggle with this. Because, quite frankly, I think this is probably painful for you all to watch. I don't know. I mean, maybe you're enjoying this. Maybe you think that this is kind of amusing. But I think that if I was to do this for too long, you would get fed up with it. And you'd get fed up with me trying to do it and obviously failing every single time. Now, I keep doing it the wrong way. You've got to put both mouse buttons together. Right, I've accidentally picked up two there, which I didn't really want to do. Oh, no, ideal. Now, is it going to let me bring that one round and drop it in here in a neat and tidy fashion? Drop that down like that. Right, drop it in. Oh no! I was so close. I nearly had it. It was gonna work really well. That was gonna be such an awesome drop just to finish off. It's actually gonna succeed at this job. But no. We wouldn't have that, would we? That wouldn't be fun viewing. Right. Okay. I've grabbed it. Can you let me do it? Bring it back. You've got to rotate it a little bit, but I've also got to swing it in and then lower it down like that. Right, now let's try. And it's getting the grab to open and... Oh, that's worked! Yes! I did one! I actually put a log in there. It all worked properly. Everything went smoothly, exactly as it should. I'm not going to do any more. That is it. I've finished. Why is the wood chip still going? Is the... Oh, it's just the quantity. It's just because there was such a large quantity of wood chips, it takes a little while for it to go through. We're done for a minute, I think. What we need to do is we need to take this tractor here up to the top field so that we can empty out that combine at the top. It's on 85%. We're going to stop. Basically, we're going to stop on a success rather than continuing on and having another failure. We're going to stop on a success, and then we'll see. Maybe we'll do a little bit more in our next episode. I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't decided. But we do need to get up and we need to deal with that combine. So my question for the week is, when I asked you last time. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. When I asked you last time, how many sheep did you want me to get? We settled on 500 sheep. It's now becoming apparent that if I go for 500 sheep, it is going to take the rest of the series in order to accumulate that many sheep. We're on 254 now. So my question is, do you want me to stick with that plan of going for 500 sheep, or would you rather have a bit more variety and I start going for cows now and just let the sheep naturally increase in number by themselves? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Can I get in there before he turns in? Yes. Right, now I'm going to try and get past all of these. Tell me beacon's on. Yeah. Next week, we've got beans to continue harvesting with our class Lexion, which we will do. We've got some more of those 2 trees that we need to chip up, which we'll also do. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do it yet, though. We may not use that Jenz wood chipper. I'm not sure. Although it has cost us 7 grand. So, really, I suppose we ought to do a bit more with it. I might do some off-screen, so that you haven't got to sort of sit there and suffer through me trying to use the thing. And then we need to get those wood chips up to field 25 to sort of put around that ramp so that we can get in and out of the field okay. And then, once we've done all of those jobs, we've got ploughing to do in field 1 to try and plough up those, that area. We've got field 25 that we want to mow and bale because it's a really steep field. I thought it would be quite interesting to try and bale up a really steep field. And we've got a whole load of grain to sell as well. I would like to do some selling of grain, but we're going to need some bigger trailers, I think, to do that. So that is all to come. If you have enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give me a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. One final thing before I go. Someone pointed out I have a Patreon page where you're able to pledge some support to me if you wish to. This is not a begging spiel. This is just me telling you. It was pointed out that the link wasn't complete. I didn't have the proper link there on some of the videos. I think some of the videos the link has been okay, and some of the videos the link hasn't been taking you to my Patreon page. It's in the description of every single video that I do, so I have corrected that now. So if anybody was wondering, the Patreon link is now working. You can support me on there if you want to. And yes, that's everything. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later. That was some nasty lag there. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if actually it might be the class Lexion or if it's the map or something. Genuinely not sure. He's been on soybeans at 85% for quite some time, so maybe he's finished. Oh, that's why. He's finished the field. So to start with, in our next episode, we will be changing fields. That is the first thing that we're going to have to do. But anyway, until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.